From steam-driven warships to the nuclear carrier, from Kitty Hawk to the space age and Star Wars, there has been one voice, one foremost authority on defense, aerospace, and transportation information. Jane's, the world's information source for 100 years and ready for tomorrow.
It all began in 1898 when the British Admiralty asked Fred T. Jane to publish a book which would enable the man at sea to assess the fighting characteristics of warships encountered around the world.
And in 1908, shortly after the Wright brothers' first flight, Jane published Jane's All the World's Airships, which is today grown to be 9 different yearbooks and binders, including all the world's aircraft, aircraft upgrades, and world air forces.
Jane's legacy is a proud one.
As we approach the 2nd century of fighting ships, we're still the foremost authority.
And today there are over 200 Jane's publications, like Armour and Artillery, Jane's Sentinel, the Regional Security Assessments, and of course Jane's Defence Weekly. They all bear the Jane's name. They all have a legacy of unparalleled excellence in aerospace, defence and transportation.
And Jane's World Armies is an in-depth reference source to the world's 170 fighting forces.
We've identified their units, formations, their wiring diagrams, their inventories, and of course the major personalities.
The information we produce at Jane's Information Group is considered the most credible and accurate of its type available from one source anywhere in the world. We are the first to break major news stories covering defence equipment, policies and strategy.
Jane serves 1.5 million readers worldwide. At the nerve centres of defence planning, Britain's Defence Ministry at Whitehall in London, and the Pentagon, Washington, D.C., top military and intelligence officials receive over 24,000 copies of Jane's Defence Weekly in order to get trusted news coverage of global defence issues. Worldwide, over 40,000 yearbooks are used every day by government, military, and industry decision makers.
We take data from sources worldwide. They're often unique to Jane's. Our editors, reporters, and researchers will now turn this into meaningful content, but not before it's been verified, checked, and double-checked. We direct all this from our London office here in the UK and right outside Washington, D.C., just minutes away from the Pentagon, from Los Angeles, and from new offices in Asia, coordinating information gathered by Regional Bureau in Paris, Bonn, and Bangkok, and some 300 correspondents and contributors from around the world. We've become the source of defence information, not just for military personnel, but for the world's top media as well. People like the New York Times, ABC, CNN International, and the BBC.
Recognizing high journalistic standards, the CBS News broadcast 60 Minutes has called Jane's the closest thing to a commercial intelligence agency. And Time magazine cites an unrivaled reputation for accuracy and impartiality.
You'll find our information on the databases in the combat information centers of warships at sea, on the networks of intelligence agencies in the West. You will find our information on the laptop computers of soldiers on the battlefields, or on the operations rooms of airlines, every day, every minute of every day, in 165 countries. Someone is going to be making a decision based perhaps solely on Jane's information.
Jane's is always at the forefront of new technology to communicate with its customers.
The latest one that we've used is the internet. We launched our World Wide Web homepage recently, and it was chosen as one of the top 5% World Wide Web sites. It features product information, comments from our editors, a photo of the week, interviews of the week, and also a searchable Jane's Defense Glossary. When Electronic Arts wanted to launch a new line of combat simulation games, they came to Jane's, not only for the specifications that are published in the yearbooks and magazines, but to lend more authenticity to the games by putting the user in a virtual cockpit of actually the B-2 or an F-117A.
Jane's has identified a need to focus on particular regions of the world. For example, here in the United States, which has the world's largest defense budget, we've come up with a product called the U.S. Defense Budget Tracker. Now, this is designed to allow customers to follow an individual program item, or in fact to follow large portions of the budget by mission area or by technology area, not only as they come out of the Pentagon, but also as they go through the process of being debated on Capitol Hill. We've also identified a need to react quickly to certain events in the world. For example, when the peace agreement was signed in Bosnia, we decided to come out with a book that could be sent in with the troops that would actually focus on all the equipment and forces that were in country.
By the year 2000, Jane's will create 100 new products. Already, Jane's entire database can be customized in a variety of formats, meeting individual client requirements with the information management system.
We're talking about authority, impartiality, and accuracy. Generations of Jane's people have striven long and hard to preserve and enhance that reputation, and we're carrying that into the 21st century.
Even Fred T. Jane could not have predicted all of the dramatic changes of the past 100 years, or all that is now possible. But Jane's legacy is alive and well. The company he founded has stood the test of time and is poised, prepared, and positioned for the new century.